Right, good evening folks, welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for a match that was added to the schedule probably just earlier this afternoon, probably while I was streaming the match between MC Clarkey and his Eric on the one-loss side, and Matt came through that. MC Clarkey won 4 frames to 2. Now it could have been a match that went all the way. His Eric had his chance to square it up, and he got himself awkward on that final pink that he needed, the pink and the black, to clear up and win that frame to take it to a final frame decider, but he fell short and left an easy pink for Matt to seal the match. And his Eric also missed out on the highest break of the tournament. He was on 110 after he had potted the yellow, but he committed the cardinal sin in the yellow where he didn't follow through to the end rail and get out high enough into the table for the green. He could have had a 137 total clearance, but he fell short. It finished up in 110. Now we have a match tonight between Semipro and fantastic Mr. Fox, and they are going to battle it out in a race to 4 on the one-loss side to see who is going to play MC Clarkey in that next round. So welcome everybody, welcome to Brain Full Out, Coldest Pillow, and Travelling TT, and Bill. Steve wasn't here earlier on, no sign of him being here at the moment either, so I'm just going to have another quick tab. So he's probably out golfing. Beautiful weather in Scotland again, 70 degrees here today, and that's a good summer's day here. It's to be good for the rest of the week again, so we're probably, we're not in drought conditions here because we've got enough water in this country, but things are beginning to just turn that sort of lighter shade of brown on the grass. We've gone for a period of time where we haven't really had a lot of rain, so it's an early start to the summer for us, and let's hope it continues. So it's hard to call this tonight. I don't know whether, see, either of these players, you know what I'm really most critical of, and I do tear into them, where they seem to have this thing in their head to go all out for it and try and just get everything. And you know, you've got to play the game. I keep saying it. You know, one of them might do it tonight and might come out a hero, might do everything right, but it's more likely to happen you're going to sell out because both of these players can score given a chance, and at this stage in the tournament that's what it's going to be like. You've got to be brave and take on your shots, but there's a right time and a wrong time to do it. You've just got to weigh up the pros and cons, and we'll see who is going to play the most sensible, the most common sense play tonight. That match earlier on today between Matt and his Eric was a very good match. It was a fairly good standard. We actually had the first frame, which went for about 15 minutes before they both decided to call it a draw and start again. We'll get in the room. The room is up, if I can get in. And already Semipro is in, keen to get it over and done with. Just waiting on Mr. Fox arriving. And then we had a strange thing happen in the match as well. We were all watching it. It's all on the video. You can see what happened. Matt's cue was on the table, you know, as it is, but nothing was happening. So I thought he disconnected. And we sat there for like probably the best part of what seemed like 10 minutes, where Matt's cue was doing absolutely nothing, until I eventually thought, I wonder if I can get hold of him on Facebook. And I typed a message. I said, "What are you doing?" He says, I'm playing. I'm shooting." He said he was playing. He was on a break of 29. Well, he wasn't on a break in 29 on our end, because we saw absolutely nothing happening with his cue. And I think he then twigged and disconnected and came back into the room, and he had to start again, and he actually ended up getting, I think he got like maybe a 40 odd or 50 break or something. But it was strange how we get no message that he disconnected, and he wasn't aware at all that nothing was untoward. So strange things happen in VP4. That's a strange thing about internet connections. So Mr. Fox has given it the let's watch Semipro sit and stew for 9 minutes and then he'll go into the room routine. So Travelling TT is going 4-2 to Fox. I just don't know what way this will go. I mean, it could be a bloodbath. It could be all out, all the way. But we've got Mr. Fox on the right hand side, Semipro on the left, and we'll have the lag for the option of the break. It's not well, that one on the right is certainly not going to win it, and the one on the left isn't much better. They're the two worst lags I've seen in the whole tournament. Absolutely bloody awful. I mean, that's a great start. But surprisingly, Semipro won it, so he's now got the choice of whether he is going to break off or put Mr. Fox in. But the way the both of them lagged there, God help them. They were only like 5 foot short of the bottom cushion, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Well, even if you win it, if you didn't want to break, then you pass it to your opponent. That's what the lag for break does in snooker. You've got the choice of whether you want to break or give it over, so makes no difference. But that tells you they didn't exactly come to the table and have the feel for the weight of the shot. But not a bad break off there from Semipro. He's got good cover behind the green, and the path back to baulk isn't exactly simple, and Mr. Fox might be going for this, but he has to hope he gets lucky to get out in a colour. In fact, no, he's not, he's just ducking up top. But you see, doing that though, well, where the reds went is maybe a wee bit awkward. He's actually left the red on behind the black. So the only thing is you know, you can't run to baulk for cover really, leaving that red there. Well, good evening to Keith, long time no see. So as I said earlier, if you maybe just joined, Keith, this is the one loss side, and the winner will play Matt MC Clarkey, who won earlier on today. So Semipro is up and running, but he's just got to pick his way through these couple of reds here that are in the open. I don't even know that red in baulk is actually handy to get on at some point. It's sitting really awkward. And that's what you get. Almost a disaster there. Running through the pack, that red just hanging in the pocket. So he's got away with that one. But he's left it short on the black. He's going to have to get a hit here to hold, hopefully, on his next red. Unless he's just going to run through the gap. Yeah, he's gone through the gap. Now that red above the pink will go. And he may well have to just screw off that slightly and pass the reds for the black again, possibly. He's got an angle. Needs to keep rolling though. He needs to keep rolling, he ain't got there. Well, he's guaranteed that he's going to be on a red, he just has to roll the blue in. But I wonder about that red up next to the yellow. That's not going to get there. Let's have a look. If I can get my mouse to work, that is. Well, that red just is sitting far too awkward where it is. So Semi-Pro's effort was just 25. Mr. Fox in with a fairly simple red to start with, and he might, let's have a look. Well, this is not good because of where the cue ball is, and it's going to be tough to get on a red. I'll tell you that right now with this angle. I'm looking to see. Well, he's played that well. The only one that he could really get on, sort of half decent, he's got on it. But now there's going to be movement here. Well, surprisingly, only one red. Well, I had loads of problems with my PC, Keith. Loads of problems. I had two problems, one after the other, which was weird. I had the SSD drive died on me, and you know, that got fixed, and then I put the PC on a couple of days later, and the PC booted up, and there was no signal coming through. And to cut a long story short, it went back into the workshop, and the RAM was fried. 16 gigabyte of RAM was dead. But now it's touch wood. It's back up and running. So no sign of you coming back to VP4 anytime soon, then. She's maybe just going too far. Yeah, that most certainly will be end of break. Problem is, if he ducks up table, he's going to give Semipro a shot at a long red. If he does that, he's probably better off just running into the back of the reds like that. But that wasn't exactly great either, because he's now left the red on into the middle. Yeah, Steve thinks that rating's still broken. He still hasn't got round to fixing it. Well, my system got totally cleared out. You know, I lost everything. I lost everything. I had a backup. I had two backup DVDs, and what the hell I've done with one of them, I haven't a clue. I have no clue what I've done with it. I found one of them, and I couldn't find the other one. I obviously put it somewhere where it would be safe and I would remember, but that was a long time ago, and my memory has gone. So this is a good frame winning opportunity now. The way these reds are sitting, even the one on the right side cushion shouldn't be a problem as long as you get pretty tight on the rail to it. But he won't worry about that at the moment. He'll take care of business elsewhere where he doesn't need to worry about that red. Well, I played in a Friday night 9-ball 2 weeks ago. Got further than I thought I would. But that was just a celebration of the fact that my PC was back on, and then I thought I jinxed it because the PC died 2 days later, and that was me after saying in Friday night 9-ball or the night before I was going to play, and I said I just hope the PC holds up. And then before you know it, as I said, 2 days later it was dead. So I think I jinxed myself there. So this frame's all but won. what, 39 in front, is he? Is that about right? So that'll be 45. So just a red really and a colour to really secure the frame, and that won't be an issue. Well, I don't really play a lot nowadays at all. I didn't even get a game of Cowboy this morning. Well, that's handy. So, first frame goes to Semipro. So just a little roll in on the red. He could stun it in just to get hold on the black, the blue, sorry, which he did. And now it's just an objective to see if he can run out the frame. Break goes to 61. So, good start. We've had the first frame in, we've had a break over 50. That's always a pretty good standard, you know, even in real life snooker, if there's at least a 50 break in every frame. That's what they're generally doing on a regular basis in pro snooker nowadays. But the break ends on 58 and 1-0 to Semipro. Now these are normal pockets. It's bad enough playing in normal pockets this bloody game than playing it on narrow. You start playing snooker in narrow pockets, you're bloody doing your head in. So Mr. Fox just tidies up. Wee bit of shooting practice. What did I say? What was it, 68? I don't know. I've lost count and I can't see. Well, again, as in real life modern day snooker, the red is out there as a tempter. Now, you've been watching any of the UK Open, Keith? It's on YouTube the first 2 or 3 days. The evening session should already be underway. It's been on all day yesterday, all day today. I switched it on and Jason Shaw was 7-1 up against nobody I'd ever heard of. And I think he ran that out comfortable. Well, that cue ball's just, well, the black's gone dead anyway. Now, looking ahead, he's going to have to obviously take this red here if he gets the blue. The red that's above the black is tight, but I think you can get to it and it will go. Well, it's been great. It's been great weather over. I mean, I'm looking at the temperatures in the Irish Republic. They don't give you the temperatures in the Irish Republic over here, but it's going to be like the warmest place in what we would call the British Isles. But we've had great weather the last 2-3 weeks, and it was nudging past 70 today here. And it's to be good the rest of the week. Might not be quite as warm, but at least it's staying dry, which is unusual for us. So again, not a lot doing here. The pack's tight. There's going to be a bit of tactical stuff coming into it soon enough. Yeah, I know it's warm out, or it's warmish outside, because I know what. I mean, I'll tell you what the temperature is here. I've got my little thermometer here. It is 20. It's 27 degrees right in front of my monitor in my room, because I've got the curtains closed, I've got the windows closed. I never have the windows open in the summertime, because I've got hay fever, and I want to keep it well out of the way, so I don't venture out at all this time of year if I can help it, other than going to work. I stay indoors, out of the sun. Well, the black does go, or does it? Apparently not. So now it's who can get the good safeties. Quick check at the bunch of reds to see there's nothing set here. No, there's definitely nothing doing there at all. Well, if you've got vitamin D and chocolate biscuits and stuff like that, yeah, then yes I do, and if not, no I don't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, it's only 4 points away. And I wonder if Mr. Fox will put him back in. Well, he's decided he's going to shoot himself. Was it a free ball? It must have not have been if he's just played the safety. Well, where the cue ball was, could you not see those two reds next to the pink anyway on the left-hand side? Well, this is a good length. This is tough. You need eyes like a hawk to get the right hit here, because the path back to bulk is not easy. I'll tell you, this is tough. It might be better just rolling into the pack here. If you're going to play that red to the one that's second out from the black, that's going to be awkward. And I haven't a clue what that was. I have no idea what that was. Answers on a postcard, as he used to say. Quite clearly he didn't get the hit that he intended, because he certainly didn't want to play into the back of the reds at that pace. And Semipro just trying to bump the red out the way, and I think he's still got the cut in the black. It still goes. He maybe want to drag this in, and he's checking the cue ball up just to sort of stop it leaking away. And that's now got everything into play. Pink's in play, black's on its spot in play, and he's got a chance for a big run here. And this is a chance, a big chance, because all the reds are sitting reasonably good here. If he has to run into bulk for any reason, he's got a blue that he can use, but he can work around the pink and black, and that nudges the one red off the cushion. But this is looking like a very good opportunity here to make a mark on the high break for the tournament. The high break is still 128 by Mal, who's now of course out of the tournament. As Eric had a chance to get a 137 today but fell short on 110. Snookered himself on the final green. But the chance that his Eric had was not as good as this, I'll tell you that. I mean, this is really a practice visit here for Semipro. Now that needs to get out and up a bit, and it has done. So this is just keeping that cue ball in good control. Now at the moment he's just playing into, you know, an area there to give himself a choice. And the more the reds disappear, the more it just needs a more accurate positional shot. But this is what a lot of breaks are like in snooker. Once the reds are like this, you're just generally looking to get into a spot that will give you that choice. Oh, just got there, and he almost left himself awkward, but I think he's fine. Now is he getting him back? The angle he's got, I think he'll be back up for the pink. No, he's trying to just square it off and leave himself in the black. The angle was better than it looked from this side. It's strange when you're looking at this angle. When you look at the shot he had there, it looked as if he had to go back up for the pink. So the break goes to 54. And still loads of points here. This could be a big one. Oh, I don't want to get onto the cushion. You don't want to be there. He's got a nice little angle though, so he's okay to run around the corner up the other side of these reds. He's leaving himself a bit short again though. That's not great. But he's used the second red, and again he's nailed himself to the cushion. It's just threatening to go a bit pear-shaped here now. Now he's just got the little roll through for the red into the side here, or the other red if he wants to try and kill the cue ball. Well, I don't know that he needed to do that. He's now put himself in more trouble. And he's got to move the cue ball here to get decent in a colour. And there we go. That's how easy it is just to get yourself out of line. It just threatened to go there. But it's a good frame winning break. What's the difference? There's 51 in the table. He is... it's all over. He's 70 in front. Mr. Fox needs to keep the last red in the table, and then he still needs a barrel load of snookers. So I would leave that red next to the pink and take the other red. That's what I would have done. I would have left that red there if I was going to try and get snookers. And I don't know that he's. I don't know whether he's intended to try and get snookers or he's just trying to clear the table. But I would have left the one nearer the pink, because that's the one that would have given you a better chance to try and nail that cue ball behind the pink. So I'm not sure of. Well, he's potted the red, so he's obviously just trying to pot balls. But Semipro had a great chance there. It should have been a big one, but once you just start going to that little awkward angle, getting yourself too close to the cushion, then you're then going to struggle to get back into a good line. And it was all going pretty well there. This is why you've got to stay on the ball all the time when you're in the middle of a decent run. And that's settled the second frame. So 2-0 to Semipro. Again, decent enough break off shot. Again, crazy to have a go at this red that's out on the right hand side. Quick look at the pack again, see if there's anything. Nothing. And he's had a go at it. It was all or nothing. Or was it that one that he potted, or did he? I think I didn't get back in time. I'm assuming that was the one he did go for. Now, how does the black look? Well, the black goes in to that corner. It doesn't really go into that corner. But for the time being, the pink's available, although it might not necessarily be when it goes in its spot. The good thing is to get that blue in its spot at some point, because this pink, well, the pink's still good. It's open. He might be playing for the. I thought he was going to. In fact, that shot wasn't on because, well, it would have been on. Again, the angle probably wasn't right, but he could have played for that red there and get through for the black. So he's doing the right thing, though. You know, you got to take what's there for the time being, but sooner or later he might have a chance. We're more than likely on the pink to pot the pink and then just run into these reds and free some more up. He has to just sort of hope he gets into that position at some point. He could do it off the black, because we know the black goes into the left hand side, the left hand corner pocket, we know that. And he should have checked that right now, because when he pots this red, he's got to get back up the table here. He's trying to stun across, that's going to go low. Oh, he's got the spin on it though. And the spin just came out the corner. So, choice of pink or black. Oh, that just went in off the jaw. So that's got rid of the red that's in the open. And of course the pink being on its spot is covering the other open red there. So now he's getting rid of the awkward red that's blocking the path of the pack into the black into the other pocket. So that takes care of that. And he's still got these, oh dear. Well, I mean, that was not a difficult red. So the visit is only 28. And that's that could be a costly miss. I was expecting a lot more from that one. And he's immediately allowed Semipro to respond, but he's gone a wee bit funny in this red. And he's got to avoid a collision here. He might be just playing for the blue. Well, he's bumped the blue into play, and it's finished not too bad, even though he's got a choice of blue and black. Well, this match might not take too long, the way the scoring's going here. Again, trying to draw off the rail into the pack of reds. That is not the greatest way to try and open them a lot of the time. You're always better getting a decent angle. Now, there's nothing else doing there. You've still got the two reds here, which he's going to have to deal with. But there is definitely nothing happening with those four reds in the cluster, so still a lot of work to do to secure this frame. But he's already wiped away that deficit. He's on 30 already. Now how's the angle in the pink? Because that's a shot and that's perfect. Doesn't need to be brutal, just needs to open them up. Well, it could have opened up nicer for him, I have to say. That's not great. He's still got the cut, and he may well end up on the blue or the pink here, just if he dinks this in and comes into the table, somewhere into this sort of area. He doesn't need to blast it. Well, maybe he didn't have enough to just drop that in. But that'll do. Decent enough shot in the yellow. Can leave the red there or stun out for the red next to the pink. I think it's a bit straight though, looking at this. There's not a great deal of angle there, but he can certainly go forward. Now, how's the line? Is it going to cover the other one? I think he's fine. Again, just slightly awkward because he's too close to the cushion for comfort. It's always, you know, much easier. It's much easier in any game when the cue ball's away from the cushion slightly rather than too close to it. But he's back in reasonable shape. He can go around the corner and out for the other red that way into this pocket. Needs to get high on it, and that will do it. And he can still roll through for the black to follow. And that, well, now the angle he's got in the black is too much. So he's going to take the pink and come back across to this red. Probably end up over here somewhere by the look of it. I think that's the simplest way of going about it. It needs to get there though. It needs to get there. Well, he'll end up in the other red. I'm pretty certain he probably played for that. And if it didn't get there and didn't get good, then he's on the other one. Well, this is a way to inflict pain. You know, Mr. Fox was at the table. He had the table at his mercy. He had a fairly, it wasn't too difficult red along the top cushion. Left it short of the pocket. Ended up just getting 28. Now the end result is this. Semipro is going to clear up. So that's 3 frames in 35 minutes. Perfect in the blue. Now he's gone too far in the pink, so all around the table I would suggest get some dig in it. That would have been fine on the black had the pink gone in. That's going to bounce off the cushion. So it's looking comfortable here for Semipro. 3 frames to 0 to see if he's going to be up against Matt in the next round. So while this is happening, that obviously is the match, the only one that's on the schedule there. Quick look at the Bankpool World Championships. I'll just bring that up and then we'll look at it later. That's what we'll do. So this is what could be Mr. Fox's last frame in this Virtual World Championship. And again, a decent enough break. And once again, before you shoot, just double check the pack in case there's anything getting nudged out. And that's a good enough hit as long as he misses the green. or does that and bumps in behind the brown mostly, but not far enough. Well, again, handy little nudge in the yellow. You always enjoy those type of shots where you get a nice little rub off a colour and behind another one. Well, it's touching the pink. Not that that really matters much. Now, earlier on today, that frame we had, first frame with Matt, ended up in a re-rack. This isn't likely to go that way simply because there isn't, the black isn't over one of the corner pockets. That's the usual scenario where things like that can happen in the real pro tournaments, where the black ends up over the corner pocket, and with the two players playing safe off the side of the pack, they end up knocking reds over towards the black because that's the safe area where the black's blocking the pocket. But then you end up with nothing, where nobody's prepared to take a risk, so you generally get a re-rack. Well, Steve's late to the party. I wonder if he's in Discord. No, he isn't. He's just dropping in to have a quick look and see what's happening. I'll have another quick look in case he has come in. Yes, he has. Well, you've arrived at last.
I didn't realize this was going on. It wasn't on the schedule, was it?
No, it obviously happened later on this afternoon. But I've got something to mention to you, Steve. Earlier on today, we had the match with Matt, MC Clarkey, and his Eric, and I was covering it. You can watch the video at that point. But basically, what happened is Matt's cue was on screen, and then nothing was happening with it, and we sat there for like 5 minutes, and still nothing was happening. I typed in the room, "Are you there, Matt?" No response. His Eric was, and then I typed in, "Is anybody there?" And one of the guys that was watching said yes, and his Eric then said yes. So I knew that his Eric was in the room. And after almost 10 minutes, I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll get my phone and get a hold of Matt on Facebook if I can. I sent him a message. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm potting balls. I'm on a break of 29. I said, "No, you aren't." I said, "We're all sitting watching your cue on screen and seeing nothing happening, and it's not said that you've left the room." So basically what he then had to do was to quit and then come back into the room and play from where we saw him finish. So he was a bit miffed that he had to start his visit again, which he did, and he actually ended up getting a higher break. He got about 50 odd, I think. But why was it we had no semblance of a disconnect at all? That was weird.
Well, because sometimes with TCIP, when things get disconnected, things don't work right. I mean, it's supposed to tell you it disconnects, but it doesn't always do that.
Yeah, it certainly didn't do it today. And his Eric had a chance of a 1-3-7, but he snookered himself in the green pot in the final yellow. Semipro had a chance of a big high break tonight as well, but he blew it by getting out of shape in the last couple of reds, and eventually he overcut one into the side, so we had 2 opportunities to get the high run. Keith's back in the building.
Well, Fox looks like he's being a little outclassed in this match.
Yeah, Semipros took his opportunities. Fox had a great chance and blew it on 28. He missed a fairly straightforward red along the back rail, and Semi cleared the table. So that's what it is at this level of the tournament. That's what you should expect to be happening to yourself. If you can't do it, the other guy's going to do it.
Fox got mad at me yesterday. He PM'd me because I said he made a stupid move there at the end of the game where he snookered on the free ball. And then he said that he thinks the rule was wrong, that it has to be a full snooker, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But I mean,
well, you have to be able to see both sides.
Yeah, and you couldn't. Yeah, he was saying it had to be a full snooker, which isn't true. No. And
he's mixing up black ball with snooker then.
So, I don't want to piss him off, but I'm kind of thinking that just judging by, I've been to the UK a few times, and I know a lot of people here from the UK. Not as much here as in LA, but there's a lot of people. Judging by what I know of people there culturally, they would rather do something dumb than not know the rules. So I don't know how the heart to tell Fox he doesn't know the rules, because I think that's worse than telling him he did something dumb.
Yeah.
Hey Keith, how you doing?
The only full snooker terminology is in blackball, isn't it? It's the only time I've heard it. I saw a bit of Jason Shaw today. He was drilling some poor guy 8-1 up, and then I presume he won. I've been telling the guys to go to YouTube to watch some of it, because it's free up until like the weekend, the final couple of sessions.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of good pool. Yeah, Jason Shaw is certainly capable of winning that tournament. He is one of the favorites.
Well,
I actually think he probably should win more than he does.
Semipro trying to duck for cover here. He hasn't got it, and this is it's not maybe not look easy, but it's a chance for Fox to get a score. Although Black's pretty much out of commission.
Yeah, at this point, it would be nice to see Fox win a game.
That match earlier on today with his Eric and Matt was a pretty good match. Fairly good standard throughout.
Matt won?
Matt won 4-2, but what a sad ending though. Matt missed a ball really for the match, gave his Eric a chance, and his Eric had to, I think it was maybe the last couple of reds, he had to clear the table to win. And he then was a bit awkward in the blue and had to go up and down the table. He had to get into baulk and back up the table to go on the pink. He then, I think, brushed the pink, left it awkward, and then, of course, he overcut it into the top left corner pocket as we looked, and the cue ball finished below the black near the top cushion, and Matt just had to roll the pink in for the match. As Eric had a chance to take it all the way, and he'll be kicking himself.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player. I mean, it was nice to see some names in this tournament that we don't usually see play, like Eric, El Rossi. I don't know if El Rossi's going to come back, because the match he had, who was it that he played that he quit the match?
I don't know. Maybe I
think maybe it was against Eric. Well, El Rossi lost and he quit, and it looked like he just left the room. So I sent him a message and told him that, that's not acceptable in these tournaments, that normally we find people, and I wasn't going to, because, he may not have known. And I think it might have ruffled his feathers, because he forfeited his next match in the loser's bracket.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think he was in the lobby earlier on today.
He may be back.
You've just got that way of upsetting folks, Steve.
I know. I'm
it's
good
usually
at it.
me that does
I tell you what. No, I can do it with the best of them.
I think it's brushing off on you. Good evening to Simon.
Simon's here. Hey, Simon.
Well, he must have nothing to do if he's here. But
We've got all kinds of characters coming into this stream.
Tell Steve how good the weather's been in Scotland these last couple of weeks, Simon. 70 degrees here today, Steve. That's tropical. That's where, that's where you go outside, you see a lot of blue Scotsmen with too much flesh on display, including the women.
Well, that's when you go play golf.
Yeah. But, oh no, this is bearable weather for Scots. Anything above 70 degrees and then it gets dangerous for a Scotsman. The weather's been brilliant the last couple of weeks. It's to be good the rest of this week as well. So it's just been a great place to come to.
Well, Fox has got his chance to get on the board here. It would be nice to see him get a game.
Yeah, a consolation game maybe at the moment, but I think
you never know. You know, he could come back and win this. He's just going to have to play great and get a little help from Semi.
Yeah, he's going to have to work hard though to get a score because of he's just working with the pink and blue here, and he's running out of reds, so he's going to struggle to get a hit in these reds. I would think he's got to work on that. But I think the best thing to do, like I always say, is know your limitations, take what's there, and then put Semi in a hole if you can. That would be my advice.
Well, he's got these two reds down low he can get to. I mean, both those go. He can definitely get to those.
What reds are we talking about? Oh, those two in the rail,
well,
yeah.
Down toward the rail, yeah. I mean, those are both good. He's trying to figure out how to get there right now. He's going to pot the yellow and come straight down the table.
Loads aside. Pace looks good. Needs an angle though. He needs an angle. That outside red is the one to play.
Yeah, he'll get an angle. You can't help but get an angle when there's two balls.
Now,
the question is he going to try to get on a ball where he can move something?
Well,
I mean, the pink is a hard ball to try to move. You got to get, almost a perfect angle to get into the balls. I mean, the blue is a better ball to try to break balls from.
Well, you'd probably have to use a rail to get to the reds that way. But if he got him, he's nowhere here. I thought he'd have tried to get up the table in the pink.
Yeah, well, or the blue. I mean, I think the blue's really the shot. That pink is, unless you get perfect, you can't go straight into them. Then you have to come off a rail, and that's, it just gets harder and harder. He's going to cut this red, and if he hits at the right speed, he could get an angle on this blue. Now, unfortunately for him, you really want to be on the other side of this blue. Not that you couldn't work with it. And he's going way up table. So.
Oh, taps off.
At this point, it might be wise to just play safe.
Yeah. But I would try and use the blue and pink though. Well, he's drawn back. That'll work. But has he actually left an edge out? No, he hasn't.
I don't think so. I think he's good.
Well, it's easy enough to roll into these though.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's actually pretty hard to sell out here.
Well, there should be a good angle off that red that is facing us. That one there that he's just cutting off.
Yeah, I thought he tried to roll into the bottom of them. That may have been what he's trying to do. I think he's left him something here.
Yeah, that's shot to nothing.
Well, the second red doesn't go, so the first red, you got to hit this. You got to hit this with some pace. You don't want to hit that one red there. Exactly. So if he's going to shoot at that, he's going to have to put some pace on it.
Well, Semipro, if he goes for this, he knows that he could be giving up the frame doing it. That's why he's probably changed his mind.
Well, it's tight too. It's. I think it goes, but it's tight. If he doesn't, he can barely see enough of that ball.
Oh no, he's fine. I think I think he's fine as far as seeing enough of it to pot it. It's just the outcome that, yeah, he's avoided the hit.
Well, he played it the right way.
That's
Put
well
some
done.
speed on it.
It needs to bounce though. It needs to bounce.
Well, the aggressive play is shooting the blue, stun it over for the top red. He's looking at the brown, which, yeah, I don't. This is funny because unless he hits it really easy, you can't get into the reds.
Exactly.
It's more likely can hit the outside one.
He's got too much angle in that.
Yeah, he's just going to play safe. That's probably a smart play.
Yeah.
And that's what Semipro really needs to do, is play more like this.
That's far better because, you know, Mr. Fox is just going to bunt this red back into the bunch and stay up there. He's not going to do anything else because that's all he can do, I think.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of tricky. He's trying to go behind it.
Needs to get the spin working though.
And did he give anything up? That red doesn't go. He's got the top red. That's it. So he's 46 behind. Well, there's definitely enough points on the table.
59 still on the table. And I don't think that is going to be good enough. Because I think Mr. Fox can have a go at this. But the thing is, if he doesn't get it, he's opening all of these reds up.
Yeah, this may be the seminal moment in this game right here.
Yeah, this is all or nothing to win the frame or give it up possibly.
He can kick behind it. He doesn't really have an edge. Well, he can hit the edge, the left edge of the second ball down. He's going to kick behind it, which, you know, this is not a bad play. He may not like where he ends up.
Yeah, there's too much there.
Why is he going off this one? I would have thought he'd go off the other one.
Right spin. He needs to see when you go right spin off the rail off that thin red. You've got to watch you don't hit the blue.
I'll tell you one thing he could do is he could just bump this red up the table into the open and leave the cue ball behind these two reds, and now you've got a red out in the open, which, you know, and he's kind of, well, he's actually shooting it.
Well, you see, now the trouble with that is if it goes in, he's fine, he's on the black. The trouble with missing it is he's left Mr. Fox the same shot, although he's stuck to the cushion, but he can get out for the pink or the brown.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I might have just shot that thing and left the cue ball stuck against those bottom two reds, because
the thing about this,
it's hard to go up table then, and he's got a ball in the open.
Well, this is a wee test of Mr. Fox's nerve though. But in it goes. But he's gone awkward. Well, he can't see the black. He's awkward in the brown. He's got a long green. Now he can play for these two reds down here near the black spot, but obviously the red in the middle of the table's handy. That's the one he's playing for. So
yeah, it's beginning to look like this rack is over this frame.
Now he's got a chance to clinch it now.
He can roll down for the black or the pink.
Bit straight in the black, I think. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's too straight.
Well, he's straight on both of them, really.
Yeah, he's dead straight in the pink as well.
I mean, I would think you just want to cinch a ball at this point, because why take any chances? This is really the game ball. He's going to stun this back. And, yeah, it's all over. So Fox gets on the board. Well, maybe I'm his good luck charm.
Hang on a minute. Oh. Well, at least he's still alive and kicking. So just a tidy up process again.
Well, you never know what's going to happen here. I mean, this Fox has got a long ways back, but if he plays well, he's got a chance. Semi would have to help him. It's asking a lot to come back against a player like Semi from being down this far.
Well, Semi doesn't want to be, pushing the boat out too much. And it's Mr. Fox that might have to do that.
No. Well, Semi didn't do a whole lot wrong this wreck. I mean, Fox basically won this. Semi didn't lose it. So, I mean, that's from Semi's point of view, this isn't really a bad wreck. Uh-oh. That's it. It's all over.
Right, so here we go. Frame number 5. And that's directly behind the brown.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it's again.
Not only is it directly behind the brown, but he spread the pack out where this is a risky shot here.
Easy. Well, see, that's just a wee bit heavier than I would have played it, but it still should be fine.
He had a good
touching ball though. So pick your line and see if you can get good length in this, because this is a free safety shot.
Yeah. I mean, really, he wants to go back in the same kind of place he was.
Hang on a minute. Why is he? Does he know it's a touching ball? Is he paying attention?
He's probably not.
Because he looked as if he was going to play a dab there.
Well, yeah, I guess he does. Because
hang on,
I'm a little confused as to why he went that way.
And it goes, and now, well, the tempter's there.
That shot confuses me, because I would have thought he'd go 2 rails the other way, because you could get it running on a line where he can use the green and the blue.
Yeah.
And the line he was running, the line he was running on, that was,
that wasn't great either. Mr. Fox is going to have to run for cover here. I mean, if he takes the black, he'd have to drop it in dead weight and stop the cue ball leaking away. Yeah, he's just taking his medicine and ducking. Good evening to Jose.
And that was a pretty good shot. I mean, he can see the edge of this red.
Now we've got the black tied up with a red. So black and pink are now out of the game again. So again, whoever gets in straight away is going to struggle to score.
Hi to Jose.
And now, of course, you've got the red in bulk, so he's got to play the blue roll through.
Yeah, this is a lot of danger here.
Well, the prospects at the moment aren't good for a big contribution here. Something has to give pretty quickly to progress this visit.
Yeah, he's going to have to move some balls if he wants to get a big run this turn. But, he can always duck. Yeah, he's going to have to back this up. I mean, there's not a whole lot of fruit if you go forward.
I think there's a bit of a hope here to get out of there and get on a colour, and he's certainly got out.
Well, he got it out. No problem with
that. I'll probably roll the blue in. But if he rolls the blue in, he's got to probably stun it in rather than roll it in to hope for that red that's on the right side of the table. If he rolls through, I don't think he's going to be in much. So he's again, that's poor, because he hasn't got the touch like a sledgehammer. and he's bumped the yellow out of the way and left a free go at the red. But you know, it's nervy playing those little shots. You know you have to just give it a little dab. You don't want to leave it short, and in that case he overhit it. But
it looks like Albanushin lost.
Is that his first loss? I would assume.
He lost to Philip Wildman.
Never heard of him.
I think he's somebody from the UK. I'll look at the brackets.
Oh no. No prizes for guessing what's going to happen here. Oh no, he's going all out for it. He could have nailed him in behind the brown, but he's going all out. But again, not an awful lot of more points available, it has to be said. You know, there's nothing in the frame scores. I would have nailed him behind the brown there. I mean, these are, unless he can get some damage done very quickly here, he's going to be hard pushed. Now, the angle he's got in the pink may well work, just going forward. Oh, he's just cut off them, but that'll do. He's exposed the red. Good evening to Vertical Liquid.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, they're just filling out. Filler hasn't lost. Beato hasn't lost. Max Lechner hasn't lost. Duong Kwok Hong hasn't lost. Mohamed Sofi has not lost. Penyuko has not lost. Let's see. Philip Wildman has not lost. Yeah, he is from the UK. And he beat Albanushin first round. Shane Van Boning has not lost.
Is that red going? I didn't think it went. Well.
Okay, I'll tell you what, the match for tomorrow to watch is going to be Fedor Gorst against James Aranis. That's going to be a phenomenal match.
Well, that was always going to leave the red there, playing that shot. I mean, you know, he's brought the black up into baulk, but he was always going to leave the red close to the pocket, playing it that way. Well, I mean, even though it's a visit of 24, it's still a lot of hard work for Mr. Fox just to get rid of the deficit. The way the colours are sitting and where he has to manoeuvre the cue ball to get on a colour.
Well, he's at the table. He's at the table. He's got a chance.
No, I think he might have gone too far there. He would have liked to have been a bit shorter in the pink, because he would have liked to have just, you know, rubbed a couple of those reds. Now I'm looking. See, you would need to get quite low to even have a cut in that back red into the corner pocket. You'd have to get really low.
Well, I mean, he could have tried to move him off that blue right there. He was sitting in a good spot to move him.
Now see where the cue balls ran to. If he just fallen short sort of there, he would at least have had a sight in the red. But it's
I don't quite get that. I don't know why he didn't shoot the blue, because he is in a position he could have come down and spread the reds, and he passed it up.
Well, the pace is good in the cue ball. This is going to be nailed to the cushion. That's well done.
Yeah, that's a good play.
And again, these are always tricky to get just the right amount of that red.
It's hard not to have the red pop out on that kind of shot.
Hang on a minute though. Hang on. Is it going to squeak out?
No. That's pretty good.
That'll do it.
No squeaking out.
Well, this is really tough to not leave Semipro a shot here, I'll tell you right now. He's going to have to go the side rail into those two reds, but try and catch the top one behind the pink. He's going like a clip and come back to ball. He just got it too thick. That was a good idea. There's a lot of the pros play that type of shot.
That's not a bad shot.
At least he's left it awkward. You know, it is awkward. This is not in any means it's a gimme, this.
Yeah, well, in real life this would be really tough because you're right on the rail. It's always harder shooting off the rail, your bridge, and...
Oh, now he's in business. If he gets up high enough. And that'll do it. He can go to the rail and he'll be on either of the two reds. I presume the pink's on its spot, but it won't matter. He's definitely on one of them. Yeah, he's fine. So now, just working with the pink for the time being, he's got his chance to seal the deal. He's got to get those reds obviously in the right order though, because two of them are just slightly awkward the way they are sitting. So you just got to pick.
Coldest P says, what happens in VP4 if you're stuck in an impossible snooker? Well, what happens is it's not a foul and a miss. VP4 doesn't consider everything a foul and a miss.
Oh dear.
Because that wouldn't be proper, even though lots of people said I was wrong about that, but
now
I'm not.
That shot that Semipro played there, that looked bad, but what the problem was, he was playing it with loads of right hand side to check the cue ball back to get on that red along the cushion there, and when you do that, you're always, you know, got to make that adjustment for the side that you're imparting the cue ball to get the cut angle in the pink. That's why he missed the pink. It looked a lot worse than it was. But Mr. Fox lives again. Now this is the tricky one. What I'm saying, he's just got to come back a bit, but he's got to get back high enough. I mean, he doesn't want to go low because that's no good. He wants to get out high enough. Has he gone high enough? Yes, he has.
Oh yeah, that's very good.
Well, he's been given a lifeline, and you know what? Strange things happen in these games when you get a chance to pinch your second frame. And I think he's good in the blue. That is perfect. And this is all about just dead weight, you know, going through and maybe a tiny feather a right in the cue ball. Maybe not much. Maybe you don't need any, but he's more comfortable looking with the pink here. I've moaned to Steve about that. He's not interested.
And what?
I've moaned to Steve that we want black carbon shafts. I've moaned and moaned at him for years, and he doesn't listen.
No. You said you wanted a black shaft, not a carbon shaft. There's a difference.
I want something. You're just been pedantic now. There's a word I've learned. That's being pedantic. I want something that's black. There you go. Whether it be carbon or whatever, I don't care. But there's more than me want it. So that's two. That's a majority, Steve. That's a demand for it.
Well, I mean,
I'm even willing to buy it.
There's actually a big difference between a carbon shaft and just a shaft that's black.
See, that's typical of an engineer. He now wants to get into the detail and the flexibility of this shaft.
The shafts play a lot different.
I don't care. I just want a black one. I'm not interested whether it's carbon, bamboo. I just want a black one.
Yeah, Fox's rating's wrong, Simon, because we had a problem at one point when we initially did the rating system, and I reset most of them, and it looks like this one slipped through. I need to change him back to, I'd probably move him back to around 2300, and it would adjust from there. The problem with where it is now is it's just gonna.
Oh dear.
It'll go down, but it'll take a long time.
Oh dear. Hasta la vista. If this blue goes in, Mr. Fox's missed his chance, or has he? If the blue goes in, he's bound to be in the pink. And he is. But he's going to need the black as well, though. Let's have a look at the angle he's got.
He's going forward with the right spin, and you can get there on this. You gotta watch out for the corner pocket.
He's got to come around and out.
He'll way overhit that. He didn't need to come around and out. He just needed to slow down there. He just way overhit that. But he's got a shot here, and I'm expecting him to make this because he pockets balls really well.
Match ball. And it goes. No!
And he dogs it. Oh.
And Mr. Fox has been
let out of jail. For a ball and it's 3-2. Remember I said that Fox would need some help? Well, there's help. That's a big helping hand there.
Yeah. No.
First time I overhit that, he still came out with a chance to win, and he couldn't get the ball in the hole.
No, I'm going to say this straight away before Semi starts getting inside his own head. He's given Mr. Fox a couple of lifelines here, and he just wants to keep his mind on the job at hand.
Yeah, well, he's giving him hope is what he's giving him, and now when you're in this kind of situation, the pressure, you can feel the pressure. If Semi wasn't feeling pressure, he might be now.
Coldest fellow, that is a complete no-no. That is an absolute no-no when you're looking at a black like that. You play a double on it up and down the table.
Well, that's a pretty hard shot. I mean, that black, it wasn't any gimme, but it was also one I expected him to make.
Craig says, when's VP5? In your dreams, that's when it is. Oh. Steve's pleading the fifth there.
More likely to upgrade VP4 graphics than I am to do 5.
Well, the red will go. Where's the cue ball going though? Nowhere good is the answer. And there's the Semipro wiggle. Yeah, I had to beg on bended knee to get black ferrules in the pool cues. So I did. It's like getting blood from a stone to get Steve to do things for you. I'm not even demanding that I have my name embezzled onto the shaft of the black cue when I get one. I just want a black cue, carbon or not.
Well, if I do a black cue, it'll be a carbon one.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Let's see what. Well, obviously you can't run into the right back of the pack, but you're limited in what you can do. He's probably looking for a cut and a clip in the red again here and try and get back up the table. Because if you go into the back of the pack, you're immediately leaving a red on. Like that. Well, he's actually caught the first red, which is probably not bad. Let me see whether he's left the pot. Yes, he's left the pot.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, those carbon shafts are expensive. I've got a Revo. They're $500 for a shaft.
Yeah, and I suppose some pool players are like golfers where they're gullible in terms of buying a shaft at that price, thinking it'll make their game 10 times better when they're still basically crap.
Well, it's more the Indian than the Arrow, but I went to them, and a lot of good players went to them. I tried them, and I was like, wow, there's some big advantages to them. I mean, they're different. Not everybody's playing with them, but it was good for me.
Camden says he just got the McDermott, whatever that is. Is that a shaft? No, it is a shaft.
Yeah, McDermott's a cue maker. I knew McDermott. Was a good guy. He's no longer with us, but yeah, I knew the guy who started the company.
Well, now let's have a look at these colours and where they're going to go. The pink will go in the spot, but it won't be available in either corner pocket if he does spot it. Black isn't going anywhere, so once again it's hard work to score a lot from this. You've got to be doing a lot of work up and down the table here. Getting rid of that red's handy though.
Everybody's coming out with carbon shafts now. I'm looking at this McDermott Defy. You can get it for $300, which is a good price.
I'm not sure what that was. Was it to come back out for the pink? He's going to have to probably bail out in the yellow. I mean, he could take the pink, but he's got to. I think he's got to hope he gets out of the back of those reds to get on something.
Well, you know, the way this table is, he's got a chance to do something. I mean, the black's tied up, but you know, the pink's going to spot and be open, and Fox could put the hurt to Semipro right here.
Double check. Pink's well out in the open. It's open into the corner pocket and the side pocket. So, well, again, he's out. He's got a cutback on it if he wants it, but he's got to then worry about how he's working the cue ball though.
You just never want to give guys life. It's just, I can't tell you how many matches I've either lost or gotten into close where I made one mistake.
And then the run of the ball goes against you, and then the other guy gets maybe a couple of lucky rolls, and suddenly the match is turned on its head, and that's what can happen.
Yeah, well, in a game like 9-ball or 10-ball, I mean, you can go from having a blowout where you're going to win like 9-2 or something like that, and into a hill match from one mistake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's definitely cutthroat at the pro level. Well, that's nudged to pink.
Well, I played a lot of short race tournaments too, and then these short race tournaments, it's, you know, it doesn't have to be a pro for one mistake to do you.
Well, a little test of nerve here as well in this red. It's fairly straight. He's guaranteed on a colour. He's got nothing to do with the cue ball. So that yellow needs to get out of the way, so that's going to get taken care of. Now, the question is does he want to get a bit brutal with this yellow and try and do a bit of smacking here and get lucky?
I think I would.
No.
I mean, he wasn't going to be able to move a lot of balls, but even if he can just move a couple balls, could be a lot better.
See, I'm thinking of the fact that he's only on 13. You know, he's not got much on the board. I would have brutalised that yellow and tried to get a bump or two.
Yeah, it would be a calculated risk. I mean, you know, you could come out of it bad. I mean, most good straight pull players will tell you, you know, you shouldn't be moving balls unless you have to. But this is kind of tricky.
Now, why is he looking up the table?
I don't know.
I mean, the cue ball's only going to go one direction off that red. He's looking at the other red into the side.
I don't know why he's just not shooting the red along the rail.
He's trying to hold for the black, playing this red into the gap.
I'm not sure how productive that is. Usually when you start doing something that's this complicated, it's a bad idea.
This is touchy. See, he's gone too far.
You know, see, my experience with that kind of situation is that you don't want to do that when you have easier options, because whenever you're doing something that's that sensitive, there's a lot going on there. It's just liable to fall apart like this.
So he's ducking behind brown and yellow, brown and green here.
Yeah. What what I think he should have done was shoot the ball on the rail and go forward and around two rails and out for the pink or blue.
That wasn't good. I mean, there's no. He should have been at least behind the brown or green there, because he's given Semi a reasonably easy safety shot, and now Fox is in trouble because he's right over the brown. This is horrible. These are absolutely. You just don't know how difficult these are when you're trying to hit a specific little edge to get back up the table. You can easily get this far too thick or miss it completely. But if you can get the good line off this red, he'll be tracking.
Cole P, I don't think Albin's out. He's just in the loser's bracket. Which the loser's bracket is, good chance you're going to get there eventually. It's not the end of the world. You just lost one bullet. Sucks, but, still win from there.
That red's came out, but the cue ball is good. That's well done. There is an edge, though, on the other red, just past the blue, just enough. But he's got to cover that red behind the pink. So he needs to, in fact, even if he come up to the left-hand corner, there still might be a cut on that red. Like that, where the cue ball's going now, there's still possibly a cut on that red. Question is whether Semi-Pro's going to take the bait.
Well, I wouldn't want to shoot at that. That's just too risky.
It's too risky because you're running into the reds behind the black there, and you've no clue where you're going to end up. So he's well,
you risk selling the game out. It's just not worth it.
He's thinking better there. Now this needs a brush off the brown, and now Mr. Fox has an opportunity if he's willing and able.
Yeah. But it's hard to shoot at that ball because you don't know where the cue ball is going. You don't know if you're going to get a shot on the color.
Well, that's exactly it. That's why you need to listen to the little voice in your head telling you that. Some folk just ignore it and go for it anyway.
Well, and that's the thing. But at this level, good players, when you're just screwing around, it doesn't matter that much. But when you're playing somebody that can really play, that could be a match-losing shot. I mean, you can't afford to shoot that.
That's why you've got to take all of that into the factor of the difficulty and the pros and cons of the shot. You've got to respect your opponent for that matter, because at this stage now, they're all well capable of putting you away. That looks not too bad, although again, there's enough of the red showing.
No, there's not.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
I think there is.
But this is a little trickier situation because he doesn't have.
There you go.
Well, obviously you're right because they went in the hole.
There's the end result, though. Just exactly what I said. He's going to run into the reds, and luckily he can see the pink at least.
Yeah, it was going to be hard to get the cue ball out of there, and he's lucky he can see the pink where he can. He's probably going to try to get up table.
Yeah. He'll do well not to leave a shot on. And this line that he's took is really very good.
It's really good.
That is excellent. Because that's covered everything on that left-hand side that he could pot.
There's a shot to nothing, but it's only a partial pocket.
Well, there's that red there will go. The two reds and the one just behind the other one there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. One will go. He's going to shoot at it too. He's drawing it to miss the other red. Yeah, he's going to hit this with some speed so he can bring the cue ball around the corner there.
Now, it seems as if there's been loads of scoring in this frame, but surprisingly, there's only 14 for Fox and 8 for Semipro. Now he's going the other way. And he's got the cut.
Yeah.
And now he's in business. I mean, that could be the frame winning shot, and it could be going all the way even this early here, but he's got to hold his nerve.
Yeah, I think this is why he's not putting the black on the spot, because
well,
Got to get that one red out of there.
He certainly wants to get the pink in play as quick as he can, because that's well clear and available into the corner. Not the other one, because the other reds are blocking at the moment, but he's got the corner in the middle pockets he can work with.
Yeah. Let's see what he's doing here. You just don't want to come up short on this.
That'll do it.
And he didn't. That's perfect.
And now,
he's got a nice, so he can stun over and take the top red if he wants.
Well, he's got the choice here. He can actually come out and onto that red near the black spot if he wanted, but then he wants to get a good angle on it. He's looking at it now.
Yeah, he could. I'm not sure. I think he's just stunning over is what it looks like. Yeah.
No.
And he got far enough over he can shoot that red, I think, if he wants. It's maybe not. Maybe it's too tight.
I think the one into the side looks simpler to me. He's taking the middle one, or he's looking at it, but no, I don't like that. The one into the side and then, you know.
Yeah, I agree. That's a much better shot. Because it was going to be hard to get good on the color.
A little bump, and he's good in the blue.
Yeah. He can get on that the red by the black right now.
And that will be it.
He doesn't want to be on the rail.
Nope.
Yeah, he's good.
Now, is he going to collide with that red in the near the back cushion? No, that's the question.
Yeah, he's going to have to draw this, kind of stun it back around.
He's going forward to brush off it and come around. He's left it short though.
Well, that complicates the shot a lot when you're brushing balls. I think he's okay. I mean, he needs to hold steady here because he doesn't want to let semi back to the table. Well, I mean, it's just this may be his last chance. So now's the time to pucker up and play good.
Well, he decided to just stop the cue ball there. To me,
the problem is look where the blue is now.
See, I don't know why he didn't draw back for the red where the near the black spot.
He may have been trying to draw back a little bit and not come back enough. Yeah, and he took a chance there bumping it, but I think that was a reasonable thing to do in this situation. Well, so let's see. He's got 40 and
he's
45.
32 in front, 43 still on the table. Now he does not. I mean, this is a crucial blue. This. I mean, he can pot the blue for the points, and he's trying to just hold it to have at least some sort of cut in the red, and he's done it. Now this is a frame winner. This shot here.
Well, this is a little indeterminate here with that other red there. This is a little tricky here.
Well, he won't be too bothered as long as he gets the red in the hole.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try to make the ball and not worry about running to the other one. He'll take what he can get. I was able to get behind it.
And now he's got a choice here. He can just roll up dead and bury Semipro. He's got the green and pink to cover behind. He could take the black. I don't know whether the angle's good to get up the table. No, he's just taking the points just to really secure the frame. So,
well, you got to give him credit. I mean, he's been down and he's played pretty good. He's had a little help from Semipro, but it's not like Semipro is just completely giving things away. I mean, Fox has played well.
Well, Semipro shouldn't be. He might do it now that he's snookered. As long as the red was still on the table, he's still got a glimmer of hope. And now he's in two minds what to do here. I mean, it's more than likely we're going to a decider, but as long as the red's there, and if he gets a hit, well, he hasn't, so that's it now.
I think that's going to be it there.
So we're going all the way. Well, that's weird. My camera's just jumped around there. You see that? I never touched that. And this is another good thing to do, just to annoy your opponent even more, that you've now got it back all square, is just to keep yourself at the table and try and tidy up the table rather than just doing something to miss so that the next one can start. This can just get inside his head even more.
Well, Semipro is, wasn't he up 3-0?
I think it was it 2-1?
No.
Somebody that's watching will remember.
I think when I came on this, it was 3-0.
You might be right. I'm just so engrossed looking at the lay of the balls all the time, I'm hardly paying attention to the score.
This is...
yeah, it was 3-0, 3-0 no. Was it 2-1 or 3-0?
Yeah, I mean, Fox has got new life, and he's pumped up, and he's playing good, and...
Well, it's now the test of your bravery when it comes to the final frame. You know, the risky shot could be the frame winner, or it could be the one that loses yet, but he who dares wins. Sometimes you've got to maybe just push the boat out, but you know, if you've been 3-0 behind, Mr. Fox doesn't want to get carried away. That's where he could just sell out straight away if he starts getting crazy. So it's a very finely balanced setup here. Yeah, Fox has won the 3 in a row. Well, this will be as good a comeback if he comes right through as Bankster did in the Bankpool tournament.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think Semipro has done a lot of inadvisable things. I mean, the one glaring thing was overhitting the pink, getting a little funny on the black, and then missing it. I mean, that was a prime opportunity to put him down, and he didn't get that. But I mean, he's been playing pretty smart. It's just Fox has just been winning the safety battles, and he's played well.
Right, so Mr. Fox is taking a couple of minute break, maybe a bathroom break or a cup of tea break or something. Quick look at the Bankpool tournament. Larry and Slim have arranged a match for tomorrow night, and it's going to be US time. It's going to be probably, 5 p.m. Eastern.
It's 6 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, 6 p.m. Eastern, sorry. That's 11 p.m. British summer time, so I won't be there for that. I'll probably be doing... I'll be in... No, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm at work the next day, so I won't see any of it unless Slim streams it himself. And then you've got Stubb against Bedhead on Friday night, which clashes with Friday Night 9 Ball. That's at 10 p.m. So all I'll be able to do with that is just catch the early part of that match and then go to bed. And then I will have the Alban Avril Cobra match on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. British summer time. So that's the 3 matches scheduled. We're still waiting Mr. Fox coming back. Semi-Pro's going to break in the decider. So I think who called it 4-2, so that's gone. So now it's a toss of a coin. Who are we going to hold the nerve here? I think it's very much a toss of a coin. I think obviously the one that's more likely to score heavier given the chance is probably Semi-Pro being favourite in that respect. But when it comes to the right shot choice and the common sense thing, then any outcome's possible.
Well, when it comes down to just one frame, I mean, anything can happen. They both played enough to win this. You know, you can almost call it being snake bit. I mean, Semi-Pro's played pretty good, and Fox is one of those players that when he plays good, he can be pretty tough, and I don't know what the first part of the match was like, but the part that I've seen, he's played really well.
Well, he's in straight away here if he can get this red and straight through in the black.
You know, he's got all the confidence, he's got all the momentum, and it can be tough because when you're playing against that, you know, you can just feel like, well, you know, nothing's going my way, and it can be hard to play. You kind of get down a little.
Just looking at that red at the back of the pack there. Let's have a look. See, that red does go. Now, you'd have to be squarish on it, and you have to be a complete nutcase to
There's
actually...
no way you can really get a good shot on that, though. Because, you know, you don't want the cue ball going into the pack. So, I think...
well, we're about to find out, because believe it or not, he's got a decent enough angle in the black where he could possibly do that.
I doubt he'll play for that. It's just there's nowhere to go. Unless you're going to draw it back. You could draw it back and try to get on the...
Here we go. Here we go. He's going the one on the side.
Shoot that. The one on the side is really the same problem.
Yeah.
I mean...
Has he got out of there? Yes, he has. He's got a pink.
He's got a shot. Yeah. That was a risky shot. And especially because he didn't hit it super hard.
No, he's got to look at where the pink spot, and that's spot in there. So that's if he's going to leave this red at the side of the pack, that's going to be tough. He's pretty straight in the pink, and he would need to come back, and either of these two reds will go, no problem. But the line off the pink on a dead straight screw back would give him some sort of shot in either of those two reds. He looks as if he's going forward to try and leave probably this long red here. It looks like that to me, that he's going to try and at least see this red. I don't...
He's too straight in to go forward off the end rail, so he's coming back. Here we go. Yeah. No, we tried to just stop it.
Now you see how you were talking about that the other day, Steve. You see how quickly he changed. You know, it looked as if he was going forward, then immediately the Q-tip goes down.
Pull the tip down and immediately go.
Yeah, I mean,
I never liked that.
Because I'm sure you can easily just twist that Q, especially if you're in pivot English. You could easily just twist the Q a little bit, and suddenly there's a bit of spin on it.
Yeah, the thing is he didn't move the cue ball well. He left in a crappy spot, which actually is good for him because semi-pro, this shot,
well,
if he's going to shoot this shot, he's going to put draw on it and try to bring it back for the blue or the pink. Oh, he just stunned it. That was a good shot. I'm a little surprised he didn't try to draw the ball more. But he's got a shot, and now, you know,
doesn't have to worry about a red. He's got a red. No. There's no worries. So it's all about.
This is where the nerve part comes into it, though. See that? This is where you can get nervous and start doing stuff like that, where you miss a ball. And he may have been trying to hold the cue ball a little bit, worried about the middle pocket, you know. But you know, just slide it someplace else. You don't have to run it at the pocket.
See, a shot like that, I think. You know, that even a shot like that is Semi's probably banging his head off the desk at that shot there, because he knows, you know, this was a reasonably good way to start off, and he's bunted the blue into the jaws, but he needs to get that out of his head straight away, because Mr. Fox has still got a lot of hard work to progress in this frame. You know, it's not all over with that one mistake at the moment. But if Mr. Fox got the good angle in the black, and he hasn't, he's pretty straight, that's no good. He was looking to leave that squarer so he could probably smack into them and get them open.
Well, he can go forward here and get a shot.
And that'll do it. That'll do it. Now, this is again.
Well, this is a little bit of a tricky shot. I mean, ideally, I would think you'd want to stun this over and go between the reds and the black.
Yeah.
And then get a shot with an angle on that black where he can get into the pack.
See, he's got left spin on it as well, just to duck in the back of the black. Now that.
Yeah, he played it above it, which, you know, this will work too. It's just
he's too close to the cushion for this to be really good. Yeah. It's going to have to be a good shot.
This is going to be brushing him probably, because he's up on top of the cue ball. He's probably going to brush the far side of him. All he needs to do is get a few loose here. He doesn't have to really smash this. No, he's not going to even take a chance with it.
No, what was he playing? Is he looking at?
Well, there's no plant that I can see. He's just going to go up table.
Oh, he missed
him. Oh, this.
Well, now Semipro is in a bit of a dilemma. Does he put him back in? Because then he'll get a good shot and probably put Semipro in trouble. This is where Semipro's now got a big decision to make. Does he let him play again from there, or does he put him back to where he was? Because then Fox will get it right this time.
Well, it's not the easiest getting safe there. I thought he'd maybe take a bigger piece of the red and go 2 rails and try to get behind the balls. That is going to spread some balls out, though. I mean, Fox played the conservative route where he's just trying to brush it, and
well, he's put Fox in, and Fox looks as if he's going to do something crazy here.
Well, I mean,
is he? No, he's not.
I don't think he's shooting this, but you know, I mean, this is.
I don't think you can get enough of that.
This is a reasonable place to play safeties because there's some gaps in those balls. You hit the outside of that ball, I don't think anything's going to pop out. Now, I don't see him doing that, but I'd be brushing the outside of that left ball.
Well,
because I don't think you're going to sell out. You look at the gaps on the 3 balls in the back row there. Those balls aren't going to really go anywhere.
I think he's trying to convince himself that he can take that red on, but I'm going thin edge and trying to get behind the green.
Yeah.
Maybe he checked the cue ball a bit though.
Yeah, there he goes. See what the balls did? Like nothing. I mean,
a bump in the yellow. A bump in the yellow. Look at this.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
I mean, that was a shot because you weren't going to give up anything even if you didn't get the snooker. So here we go with a 2-railer. Now this is a little risky because that one red that popped out a little bit, that you could definitely give up a shot on that. And he's hit it good. Oh, but he missed the stack. Oh. No. Well, I mean, I think he had the right idea to try to stay on the short side of the pack so that he didn't sell out that red, but he missed it. And
Semi's decided to give him another go.
He's going to shoot the same shot.
He doesn't want to go inside between the reds and the black. He's left a shot on, I think.
Yeah,
has he? No, he hasn't.
No,
has he?
He's okay. He's okay. So here we go back up table.
This looks good again. Is it? Or is it just going to duck out? It just came out. Well, you've got to hit this red where you're running it into the black. Full ball if you can. Because you don't want it to skim off the black. I think you've got to try and use it full ball. And see that's a shot. That is a shot.
That was well done. Yeah.
You know, you don't just see when you're lining up to play that shot. You don't think, oh, I'm just going to thin the red and get back to ball. You've got to stop that red, and the black was perfect for that. And that was well done.
Yeah, that same shot comes up playing pool all the time.
Yeah. Well, we need to have a look at this cluster of reds. I'll do that in a wee second because you're always got to pay attention to what's maybe. You know, especially when now that somebody's going to be having to be playing thin off of them in a minute or two. We need to have a look to see if anything's going anywhere.
There's nothing very obvious that's going anywhere.
Well, you certainly don't want to be playing off the back red or the second back red in the left side because you're opening a red that way.
Well, that was really well hit there.
Well, it's going to just run out though.
Yeah, but that was really well hit because that one could have spread him a little bit more than that, and he's managed to contain it.
Well, he might do something similar here with this red in the back cushion with that outside red. He might try and run it into that. He could go right side, but you've got to be careful what you're nudging out to the left. And there's a good target behind this yellow and green here. This is going to come narrow.
Oh, this if it gets by the yellow. Oh, it didn't though. Boy, that was on a good line.
Now things are opening up slightly, and it's even more important to get the length in this cue ball.
Well, this is tough because
that's poor.
Yeah, that was a tough situation there because it was going to be hard to run for cover without hitting the ball thick and spreading them. Well, and Fox has definitely got some shots there.
Well, that red will go, the one that I'm looking at, but it's tight. And playing it at this angle, you've got to trust your line.
It's about 3/4 of the pocket.
I think it'd be a brave shot to take that one on. I mean, he's got a wide open red, and he can certainly still go up table for sort of cover. And if he gets in a colour, good, fine. If he doesn't, he can nail Semipro. I think this is the right shot. In fact, he's not even taking the pot on.
Yeah, he didn't even try to pot it. He just playing safe. He didn't get particularly good, but
I don't think there was anything wrong with him taking the pot on. It's just that if he'd got good in a colour, he might have had a chance to get up the table and onto something. But I mean, I've nothing against what he did there. That's perfectly okay. Now, what's Semipro doing here? This looks like boom, bang, a bang.
This is a situation where he's either going to shoot at it, which is what he did.
And now he's come through clean. And
I think he didn't like the safety, too much chance of selling out, so he just decided he's going for it. And you got to respect that kind of thing because
he just decided to go for it.
Well, he's got the guts to shoot that shot, and that was a reasonable thing to do in that situation because the safety was not looking that wonderful.
It was not easy.
So you can play safe and sell out, but that's he took the more positive approach of attacking. Well,
it's got strong possibilities that it could be a match-winning break here, but he's now gone immediately awkward.
Well, yeah, but he shot that this way on purpose because what he was doing was he had shot in the partial pocket. He had a shot that had the full pocket. He took the partial one just so he could stop it and be like that on the black. Now this shot's a little touchy. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. He's just going to play up. I don't know what he was playing for. He might have been playing for the pink.
He's just going funny here. He's getting himself in trouble.
Well, he's got the brown.
He's running for cover here. He's doing the right thing this time. Thank God for that, because he could have easily pushed the boat out again.
Well, he could have played the brown. There's a route from the brown, 2 rails around the corner to come back down table.
Yeah, he's bumping in behind the blue.
Yeah, he's decided to do this, which is, there's nothing wrong with doing this.
But he's not got it right. Look, he's left Fox in.
Yeah, he hit it too hard is what happened.
That little mistake there like that, especially with Fox with a 23-point lead.
Yeah, well, you can't fault the decision-making process. The execution wasn't quite right.
Yeah. But, had he got him nailed there, Mr. Fox was in deep trouble because of the red speed in the open.
Yeah, I'm sure Semipro is not too happy with that shot he just hit.
And then it goes, and now it's going to be a long pink. Now, where's the pink going? That's the question. Well, the pink is going to tie up, or it's certainly going to be right in the middle of those 2 reds. So it just means it's a wee bit more awkward. But anyway, this I think he's got to try and get up top. He's got to get right up onto the top cushion here for this red behind the black. I think that would be the shot. Now I don't think, has he got the legs, or is he going to fall behind and get the back red?
Well, he's okay. He's got something.
He's good.
Does the pink go between those? It does.
Yeah, it does go.
The pink will go between those 2 balls.
Mm-hmm. Now the thing is he maybe? I think he's got too much angle to. He's checking the cue ball here, so he's holding for the black. coming across, but he didn't want to bump the red. Oh dear. The nerves are getting the better of us.
And unfortunately, he's not in a good position here to go up table and play safe. I mean, he's going to do that, but it's not. This is not a guaranteed kind of snooker situation with this.
He's got to watch the knuckle, and he's just avoided
this is pretty well done.
How's it spinning? Has it got anything on it? Yes, it has. That's beautiful. Or is it? Yes, it is.
Yeah, he's good. So.
listen to the. Read the chat. Oh, well, there you go. That sums it all up, doesn't it?
Fox is on my case for being mean to him, and now Semi-Pro's blaming me for being shit. I actually think he's made good decisions. He's just executed a couple shots not so wonderfully.
Well, he's a lot better than the match I ripped into him about, because he took on 3-4 shots that steered well clear of him, and he's managed to reel it in a bit tonight.
Well, I will say this, me personally, when my people that I was around or my mentor or something watched me play, never bothered me at all. But when I played my mentor, or that was another story. That I had a lot of trouble with.
Semipro says he's done. Mr. Fox has a 38-point lead, and there's still 43 in the table. There won't be in a second or two, though. But, where it went wrong was the attempted safety behind the blue there. He didn't get that right. Well, it's been a great match as far as Mr. Fox is concerned, because he was dead and buried at 3-0, and he just hung in there. He was given those little lifelines, and he took them, and that's how a match can turn.
Yeah, well, you got to give Fox credit. I mean, he's played really well. He's played really well to come back. It's not like Semipro played. He's saying he played shite, but I mean, he hasn't really played. He's made a lot of good decisions. He had 3 shots that I remember that were poorly executed, and they've cost him.
Mm-hmm. He just wants to end the misery here. But, Fox has got every right to just try and clear the table.
Well, Semi's right. He's not going to get a high break. I mean, this is Dundee.
Now, wrong one. How many's in? There was 4 last night. I don't know whether anybody else is in. There's still 4 in the 8 ball.
I need to put a notice up in the lobby.
That's what I was just about to say, because it's hidden at the bottom of the banners when it loads up, but it needs the blue one when you come into the lobby. That catches people's eye. Let's have a quick look. The match is just getting finished off, but we'll check and confirm that it's Mr. Fox that's going to be playing MC Clarkey, and that'll be a good match as well. They're all good now. All the riffraff's gone. It's all high-end players that are playing now. So well done to Mr. Fox. That is a good win. It's always good to see somebody battling and just hanging in there, and you never know what can happen. And he's got out of it. So Mr. Fox is through. We've got those other matches on Friday and whenever it is. As I say, I'll be covering one on the Sunday night, I think it is. And then hopefully Slim is going to be around so that I can catch up on his match. So good luck to all the players in the matches that are left. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for your company. Thanks to Steve for eventually getting in. He's late. In fact, thanks also because I didn't notice him even eating tonight. So he's obviously been well fed before he arrived.
Well, No, I didn't eat anything. I didn't have time. I came up here to check some stuff. I was going to go get some food, and you were like getting I saw the getting Discord message. I'm like, oh, somebody must be playing.
So we've prevented you from eating. So I better not hold you any longer then. So thanks for joining us, Steve. Thanks all you guys for watching, and we will see you again soon, whenever that might be. So we'll bid you good night.
Yep. Good night, guys.
See you later.